Hi everybody, my name's Paul Holland and I fish at Tunnel quite a lot. So I want to give you a few tips for your up and coming match on the big fish. Biggest thing is the change of the conditions. I think it makes a massive difference to where you target on your different lakes at Tunnel. So the first thing that I've done when I've got to my peg today is you can see these reeds that are normally stuck up here at Tunnel. As long as you're clean about it, you're actually allowed to sort of fold the reeds in. What you want to do is sort of throw your maggots or your casters just off the back of them, and you'll be able to see there was a little boil right off the back. And what it is, because we've had sort of a week and a half ago, I'm going to say, it was really cold. Now all of a sudden, I think today I'd have a guess it's sort of 22 degrees and really dry. The fish are starting to think about spawning, so cover is going to be really important on your mat. I think it's going to be dominated, I'll be honest, by fishing in shallow water, so sort of less than 2 foot if you've got it in the edge, ground bait and micros with an expander on the hook to start with. And then if they're not coming in, sort of feeding a bit more ground bait with a bigger kinder pot, maybe using sort of your large guru pot rather than a small one, feeding quite a bit of ground bait with micros mixed in with it, 3 wire maggots on the hook, that'd be really good. I think you will definitely be getting some bites shallow, whether that's sort of down the middle, depending on how wide it is. But again, I think down the edge will be really important. So that's in terms of sort of where you're looking to fish. When I'm fishing in front of these folded down reeds, I'm probably going to catch them between 6 and maybe 12 inch deep. Whereas when I'm fishing in open water, they'll be that little bit deeper. You might catch an odd one real shallow, but I'd be expected to catch them probably 10 inch to maybe 18 inch deep. So when I'm fishing down the edge to cover, I like using quite a short line rig because they're sat underneath that cover and they'll be really shallow. And you can get away with having your pole tip quite close to your flow. Whereas when I'm fishing in the open water, what I like to do is have a couple of sort of long line rigs set up. And what I mean by that is just probably 18, 20 inch of line between your float and your pole tip. And then to stop it drifting around, I've just got 3 number 8 back shots just behind my flow. The biggest thing is trying to keep a tight line when you're shallow fishing. So when my float's obviously resting in the water, I've got slack line between my pole tip and my float. You see there how it just bends up a little bit. That's going to be slack, so my rig's going to sort of drift around, and if I get a quick bite, sometimes if you're missing bites, you get like a little stab on your pole tip. That's where an F1's come up, grabbed your bait and rejected it. But if you overshot your rig, this is how it's going to sit, so you just rest your pole tip on the water that way. Now if I touch that hook, as soon as I touch it, there's no slack in my rig, so they hook themselves. When it comes to what bait do you want to fish, I'll be honest, I don't think you'd be going too far wrong if you just get a few pints of white maggots. So just fish white maggots at this time of the year. They're probably the safest bait. Casters could work well, but I would definitely pick maggots or casters rather than pellets. The fish just like eating them a little bit more. Feeding regularly. Feeding twice, not loads, sort of 10 or 15 maggots twice. I'm going to say every, roughly, sort of 20 to 30 seconds. So just with my top kit, you'll be able to see, like, they're probably worn out a little bit now because I've been doing too much fishing lately. But here, they're a little bit clearer. I've just got some inch marks on it, just to give me a rough idea of what depth I've caught at. So if I move my float when I'm on my long line rig and I go in here, it doesn't feel quite right, I can always, in my mind, know that I can just drop back and I know what depth I was fishing at. Again, the fact that I can see an odd fish down the edge loitering around, I'm just going to shallow my rig up. So it's going to be about 10 inch to start with. Pop them on my line. And again, double white maggot. I'm still going to feed out in front of me because I'm sure we will catch some there. But it will take a little bit longer for the fish to become confident. Again, if you've got the ducks in your peg, that can give the fish confidence sometimes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to swing around and sort of just fish shallow in the edge. And when we get bites here, they will be from F1. See them boiling already. So that's what I was trying to say, the biggest difference with how warm and bright and sunny it's been. The fish just want to be in the cover at the moment. It's so important. pop him out. I'll just hook my rig up a sec. Again, just before I go out, just remember to keep your feed rate nice and regular. So lovely little F1, probably about a pound or so. And I'm sure as we start fishing, the fish will just gradually get bigger and bigger. Don't look and think, oh, that seems a bit complicated. There's going to be loads of us here on the day, and that's the whole point of us walking around, to try and give you those few little tips. So if there's anything you're unsure about, say there's plenty of us that are here to be able to help you out and hopefully capture a few more fish.